Hi children, good evening one and all. In today's class we will learn true or false concept. See here, we try to solve few true or false questions. Eruption of a volcano is periodic change. Does the volcanic eruption occurs daily, regularly, periodically? No. So it is false. Next one. Switching off an electric bulb is an irreversible change. Irreversible means we cannot get it back. If we switch on the electric bulb, can't we switch off it? We can switch off it. So it is not irreversible, it is reversible. The answer is false. Next, growth of child to adult is a slow change. Yes, within days he will not grow, or within hours he will not grow into an adult. So it is slow change. True. Formation of day and night is a periodic change. Yes, it is true. It occurs regularly, daily. Okay, changing a piece of steel into a magnet is an irreversible change. No. So steel can be converted into magnet once and it can be demagnetized by heating or hammering. Okay, we can get it back. So it is false. We can get it back. It is a reversible change actually. See the next set. Digestion of food is a chemical change. Definitely, it is a chemical change. It is true. Formation of steam from water is a physical change. Yes, steam will have H2O molecules only. Even water has H2O molecules. Even ice will have H2O molecules only. No composition is changing. So it is a physical change. During a chemical change, molecular composition remains same. No. Molecular composition will entirely changes. So it is false. Next, during a physical change, the state and the composition of substance change. State is going to be changed, but composition doesn't change. So it is false. When copper sulfate dissolved in water, chemical change takes place. So when copper sulfate actually does not dissolve in water, so chemical change does not takes place. So the answer is false. See the next set. Swinging of pendulum clock is a slow change. No, it will swing fast. Okay, it is a fast change actually. Slow change is false. During physical change, new substances with new properties are formed. No new substance is going to be formed. So the answer is false. So cooking of food is a chemical change. Yes, raw food is different and cooked food is entirely different. So it is true. Cooking of food is a chemical change, because after cooking the food you cannot get back the raw food. Next one. Chemical change is a reversible change. No, it is not a reversible change. It is an irreversible change. Once it has happened, you cannot get it back. Okay, once milk get converted into curd, you cannot get back the milk from the curd. Okay, it is not reversible change. So it is false. Next one. Boiling of rice is a physical change. No, it is a chemical change. So it is also false. Formation of curd from milk is a physical change. Not at all. It is a chemical change. So it is false. It is not a physical change. Burning of fuel is a chemical change. Yes, burning of fuel is a chemical change. It is true. Melting is a process in which solid substance melts and turns into liquid. Yes, it is true. There are some factors like temperature, pressure or mixing of materials that are responsible for the changes around us. Yes, it is true. Loss or gain of energy involved in the chemical change. Yes, heat loss or heat gain is going to be takes place. It is going to be involved. It is true. Formation of water from hydrogen and oxygen is a physical change. No, not at all. It is a physical change. Okay, water will not form. Of course, water will form through hydrogen and oxygen only, but it is not a physical change. Okay, it is a chemical change. So, answer is false. Bending of wire causes only change in its shape. Yes, it is true. So, it is physical change even. Evaporation of petrol is a physical change. Yes, petrol is going to be just evaporated. So, there is no chemical reaction took place there. So, it is a physical change. It is true. No reaction there. A chemical change is usually irreversible. Yes, it is true. It is irreversible. So, the bursting of crackers is fast and chemical change. Yes, it is true. It is fast change and even a chemical change. Making of paneer from milk is a reversible change since paneer can be converted back into milk. Can we convert back into milk? Not at all. So, it is false. Next, rusting of iron changes its original composition. Yes, it changes completely. It will form iron oxide. Okay, so it is true. Matchstick produces heat which raises the temperature of surroundings. Yes, sure it will rise the temperature of surroundings. True. A periodic change can also be reversible. Yes, periodic change can be reversible. For example, new moon getting converted into full moon, it is a periodic change. From full moon, once again you are going to get back the new moon. Even seasons also, they are going to be changing and they will come back. Summer, you will, after all the season, completion of all the season, you will come back. So it is summer we are going to get back. So it is true. Heating of sugar is a permanent change. Yes, it is true. It is a permanent change. Powdering of sugar is a physical change. Yes, it is a true. It is true. Heating is a chemical change, but powdering is a physical change. Vaporization of liquid to gases is a physical change. Definitely. Because in liquid also we will having generally H2O. Suppose if you take an example of water, and even in gases it is an example, it is a physical change. True. In gaseous molecules also we are having H2O molecules only. Next one, changes that are useful to us are undesirable changes. No, desirable in the sense which are useful. So undesirable means which are not useful. So the answer is false. The fast changes that are about few days to occur. No, few seconds or within few minutes they have to occur. So this is false. Sublimation process in which a solid is converted into vapor is a chemical change. Solid directly converts into vapor. Yes, it is a chemical change. So it is true. Especially camphor. Okay, naphthalene balls or camphor whatsoever. Falling of leaves from the tree is an irreversible change. Yes, of course. After falling, the leaves have been fall down, they won't come back and stick to the leaves. So it is irreversible. It is true. Heartbeat of human beings is a periodic change. Yes, it is true. In reversible change, the internal structure of the substances does not usually change. Yes, it is true. If it changes, it is irreversible. Right? So it does not change. It is true. Okay. Thank you children. Bye. So we will meet in the next class.